Hey guys, it's Thomas and I'm excited because I have finally breached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. It is a huge milestone. Thank you so much for all my subscribers. And if you want to join the family, you can subscribe now. One tenet of wealthy people is that they have multiple streams of income. I wanted to make this video to celebrate reaching that milestone, but also to empower you with some strategies that I use to get there. And these are strategies that will help you not just with creating a YouTube channel, but in anything you're pursuing in life, be it work related, be it college related, and even being content creation related like this. And if you're still in high school or in college, then you're definitely going to want to watch to the end. So let's get started. If you're new here, I'm Thomas. This is Financial Empowerment. Welcome to the family. And if you find yourself getting value out of this video, then please hit the like button and watch it all the way through. It really helps out the channel tremendously and I can't thank you enough. Now, I published my first video on YouTube in January of 2021 and I reached this 1,000 subscriber threshold in August. So you could say it took me 8 months to get from 0 to 1,000. However, that's not exactly true because I actually started on my channel in November of 2020. I had a passion for sharing financial advice with young people. I did a lot of research. I did some starting. I practiced editing and filming and all that stuff. And I ended up actually on January 1st, I had 4 completed videos that were ready to publish and I had them scheduled to publish each week throughout the month of January. I made an intentional choice to start with having 4 videos, have basically a month's worth of content ahead of myself because I knew my limitations. I work a full-time job, I have 2 children and a wife, and I knew that I probably wouldn't be able to be consistent every single week. So by starting out a month ahead of myself in content, I knew that if any given week or even a couple weeks where I couldn't film or I couldn't edit and I maybe got a little bit behind, I had enough time to catch up without there being a lapse in the publishing schedule. And so I had a plan in place. Which brings us to strategy number 1 in terms of anything that you're about to pursue. Strategy 1 is to plan your launch. Now there are 2 kind of main ways in which you can approach this strategy. One is you can just jump right in and get started and then learn as you go. Sometimes people call this building the plane while you're flying it. And that works for some people, especially with content creation, because you may not know exactly what you want to do or exactly who your audience is yet. So you just jump in and you figure that out on the way. That's totally fine. That is not the approach that I took with this channel. The approach that I took was to make a plan and then begin with that plan in mind. And this plan goes beyond, in my case, just having a few extra videos filmed at the beginning and having a planning schedule for publishing and all that sort of stuff. I actually started this channel with a mission in mind. I really wanted to speak to high school students and college students and young adults, maybe just out of college, but specifically talking about money management and how to build good money habits today that will allow them to grow their wealth and become rich over time. So for me, I didn't just start making random videos and hoping something went viral. I had a very strategic plan in place and a very specific mission that I wanted to fulfill. And that helped inform the topics that I was going to talk about. These were going to fit into finance and money specifically for younger people, and they were going to be primarily educational. However, it is important to be as entertaining as possible, but sometimes with money and sometimes with math and those kinds of things, it gets a little boring. So I try to be entertaining and try to keep things moving, but primarily I'm trying to educate and empower you to make wise choices. Which brings us into our next strategy, which is finding your niche or niching down. I knew that I wanted to talk about money, and I knew who I wanted to talk to that was young people. But it really wasn't until I actually started making videos and publishing them and looking at analytics and looking at comments and getting feedback that I was able to actually kind of niche down to a specific type of finance and specific audience that I was talking to. Through my analytics, I was able to find out that most of my audience actually was more interested in content about paying for college specifically than personal finance. So I explored ways to add more value in that realm, specifically about scholarships and paying for college and grants and all that stuff, and I'm still making content about that today in addition to the personal finance and investing information that I provide also. It's important, especially starting out, it's something that you're taking the feedback and providing your audience with the value that they're already searching for. I mean, this makes sense, right? Like, my target audience is high school and college age students and above, but so anybody who's in college or in high school preparing to go to college, it makes sense that they're more focused on paying for college and getting scholarships than they are about learning about taxes. And if you can learn to pay for college and avoid student loans, then you are setting yourself up for a great financial future. So it still fits in the realm of my mission of trying to empower students with financial information in order to make good choices now that will help make them rich later. It is still part of their wealth building and investing journey. And the third strategy, which builds out of that second strategy, is knowing your audience. One of the most awkward things about starting a YouTube channel specifically is that you're just in a room by yourself most of the time talking to a camera. So in this case, if I don't identify my audience, who I'm speaking to, if I don't identify you, then it's literally just me talking to myself. It ends up becoming really easy to get lost in the process. Who are my videos for? Who is it that I'm actually speaking to, even though I'm in a room by myself? I can visualize and imagine who it is that I'm talking to. I mean, I'm picturing you. I'm talking to you. You're in high school and you're preparing for college and you're not sure exactly what the next step is. Or you're in college already and you're trying to figure out how you're gonna pay for your next semester. Or you're thinking about your first job and how you're gonna start, building wealth and making money. You're who I'm speaking to. You're the reason that this video exists, that this whole channel exists. I wanna help improve your life by paying for college, building wealth, and investing. I wanna make these things accessible to you so you can start today and not wait 5-10 years and lose out on the benefits of compounding interest that can come with starting early. I mean, even this video, celebrating a milestone is cool, but I wanted to make sure that I'm still trying to add value by addressing multiple income streams and strategies you can use in your journey to maybe start some. And so some of you are going to take advantage of this information, and it might not be today, but it might be at some point in the future that you think you want to start something of your own. And some of you won't, and that's okay too. And no matter what you decide to do, whether this is just for your career or some sort of side hustle or other additional income streams, this next strategy will benefit you. And that is to improve 1% every day. Now, for a content creator like me, it might not be strictly like 1% every day, maybe 1% every video or 1% every action. But the point is that you want to do something a little bit better than the last time. You want to take some feedback and improve. You want to take some criticism and improve. Maybe it's your own. You watched a video you put out there and you're like, oh, that wasn't so good. Maybe I need to improve my lighting, or maybe my speech or my editing, or something specific about what you're doing and improve it just a little bit. And again, this applies to anything you're doing. Even if you're just working a single job, you don't have any intentions or goals of working any side hustles or anything else. Even in your job, you can try to do one thing 1% better every single day. And you'd be amazed at the end of a year, if you improved 1% a day, by the end of the year, you've improved over 300%. And this is helpful because if you try to learn everything all at once or become an expert in like a week, then it can become really overwhelming. But just trying to improve one thing a little bit at a time is something that's bite-sized enough that everyone can do it, and you'll start to see real gains over time. Just make sure that you don't stop growing because you think that you've mastered something. Which leads us into our final strategy, which is to learn from people who are more skilled or more successful than you. In fact, if you're able, find a mentor. Actually surround yourself with people who are smarter than you, better than you, or maybe more successful in your area than you are, because that's how you're going to continue to grow and learn. And when you're starting something new, this is actually really easy because you're new. You don't know that much, so it's easy to find people that are doing it better or who know more than you already. It actually gets a bit more challenging as you level up your skills, because now you actually kind of know what you're talking about and you're good at what you do. You actually can compete with others in your field and you're starting to gain that confidence, which is great. None of that is bad, but you just have to keep things in perspective and stay humble and recognize that there are other people out there who are likely doing things better than you, and you can still improve. You can still learn. Remember, I said, just don't get complacent because you think you've mastered something. You can always do better. When I was in high school, I played bass trombone in the band. I actually made the top band my freshman year. So the negative side to that experience was because there wasn't somebody in my school who was better than me enough to push me to improve myself. While I was a good player, I could have pushed myself to become that much better, but I really didn't, because there wasn't that person ahead of me that was pushing me, that was challenging me to improve myself. And the lack of that person really actually prevented me from reaching my full potential. When I moved on to college, I still played bass trombone, and while I was still a good player, I actually encountered people who were even better than me, and the net result of that was that I had to step up my game to start to compete. And so they challenged me to be even better at what I was doing. And so that's the message here, is that no matter what it is that you're pursuing, once you reach a plateau, it's kind of the big fish in a little pond. If you reach the point where you feel like, nobody around you is challenging you anymore, then maybe you need to find a new pond. Find some people that are doing things better, that they can challenge you to do even better. And ultimately, this will keep you humble and prevent you from becoming cocky or arrogant in whatever it is that you're pursuing. Having a channel that's reached 1,000 subscribers is awesome, and I'm so excited and I'm so humble and thankful to each of you. But again, let's keep things in perspective and realize that there are channels out there that have millions of subscribers. There is tons of room to grow, and I'm excited to be on this journey with you, where I can continue to add value to your life and to provide you with steps steps and strategies in your process to build wealth to a level that you could only imagine. It's been an amazing journey so far, and I am super excited to continue this journey with you. And again, if you want to learn more about paying for college, building wealth, and investing, then subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time a new video comes out. And by hitting the like button, sharing the video, or even leaving a comment, that really helps the YouTube algorithm to push my videos and reach even more people with this message. And I cannot thank you enough. If you liked this video, you are definitely gonna like this video, or you can go to my playlist down there, or to learn more about personal finance, investing, and building wealth, you can click below. And don't forget about my TikTok and Instagram at ThomasKnappFE. Find your path to financial freedom. Stay empowered, and we will see you next time.